Studios presents the More Better Narrative podcast. This is episode 107 with Jimmy McMurtry, Rob Fusco, Mike Wahlberg, and Mark Pennington.
Yeah. That was the best we can do. God damn it. Okay, one more try. God damn it. Close. Okay, that was a throwaway. Hold on. Oh! So
forget it. Alright, I'll try it again.
I'm BJ McMurtry. And we were recording that.
The whole thing? Oh,
Just
God
a bit.
damn it. I'm Mark Pennington.
Michael Wahlberg.
Rob Fusco.
Yay!
Yeah.
Now, is it short for Robert or is it just Rob?
Robert. I was named after my grandfather.
I actually had a teacher whose first name was just Beth. It wasn't short for Elizabeth, it was just Beth.
Not
I have a friend,
Bethany.
I have a friend whose name is Kim,
That happens.
and that's it.
I know a lot of people named Tina that it's just Tina. It's not short for Christina or whatever. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
not
my
too
grandfather.
uncommon.
And what is Mark short for?
Marcus.
Markiplier?
No, not with a K. With a K, it's not short for anything. With a C, it's
Markstopher?
short for
You
Marcus.
sure? Marksman?
Mark Thew.
Markethew. My name is
Mark
Markethew. Is that the iPhone 6?
It is. In this case,
Oh shit! I forgot I left my fucking hoodie in Jesse's car. God damn it,
Go
Jesse.
get him.
Go get it.
Go
Hold
get
on,
it.
I'll just call him.
Call him.
I'm gonna put him on speaker.
Oh, the American way.
God damn it!
Is he just going to throw it on the ground
This
and
is
be
the
like,
epitome
oh,
of
pick it
first
up?
world problems. I don't care. Hold on.
My grandfather was a very... How should we say? He was a man wrought of iron.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
you
man.
know,
Wrought
This is
iron?
gonna be thrilling podcasting right
dude
here.
was a wrought iron man, you know.
I really like the band name Skin Like Iron, but I'm not terribly stoked on the band.
I don't know it.
They did a split with Nails, but it's kind of like,
It's just meh.
yeah.
Like
Not
I-
bad,
like-
not great.
Like I told BJ, I was, like for the past 2 weeks, I've had my head up Abandon's ass.
Yeah.
Nothing but, it's turning me into a suicidally depressed asshole.
I listened to the new Paul Bear on like the grayest of gray days when things were just going wrong, and I was like,
That's it. I'm gonna. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
I have that
Nothing.
perfected.
Right, I like that. That was good. I'm going to put you in my next movie. You're going to be the sad guy.
Only if I get that credit.
Sad guy.
The sad guy.
They could actually refer to me by name in that movie. Like, hey, Jim, how do you feel about that? Sad guy. Mike
Sad guy.
Wahlberg.
I like it. I like it.
It just memory just came back to me.
He just didn't
well,
answer.
My
Yeah, he just not answering.
what a dick.
What a chode.
So my grandfather used to sit at the dinner table. It was like 4:30 p.m. every
The
day.
table, not a table. The
No,
table.
The table.
Well, he owns the only table in existence.
Yeah,
Sure.
duh.
I know the table.
Bob Moran, you know,
Yeah, are you still
So he
here? Have
was,
you left yet?
very stoic, like Spartan
I
type.
left my
dude.
hoodie in your
Never
car.
said anything unless it needed to be said. Never
I'm
complained
gonna
about
go out and
physical
get it if you're
pain,
still there.
any kind of discomfort or whatever. We were sitting there eating, you know, and he's like puts his fork and knife down, and goes. Now he had dental problems for a long, long time, so he just like put his utensils down, stood up from the table, and went into the basement. We were like, where's Grandpa going? He comes back up 5 minutes later, back to the dinner table with a pair of pliers in one hand and a tooth in the other. Sets the pliers down, sets the tooth down, finishes dinner.
That's some shit right there.
That's the bloodline from whence I come.
So Mark went to get his hoodie in Jesse's car. So Jesse and Armine were here, but
Yeah.
they have
They've
They
abandoned-
left. They've abandoned us because they wanted to go
Because they just
Make
couldn't
noise
stand
with
the
each
sight
other.
of us.
make noise with each other. You can interpret that however you'd like.
J. Patrick Cleary has a question.
All right.
When you watch There Will Be Blood, do you think Plainview alienates his child and then kills Eli because he's A, all-encompassing asshole, or B, he's through with not being able to pursue his true love, or C, he really has nothing left to live for?
Admission time, I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say C. Has nothing left to live for because it's consistent with the theme, of
We're
listening
gonna
to
eventually
Abandon.
have to watch that movie.
Listening to Abandon all the time, I think, makes me gravitate towards answer C. You really have nothing left.
And do you think Daniel Day-Lewis listened to that to get ready for that role?
Daniel Day-Lewis, his process is as clandestine as he is talented. Craig writes, "What is the dumbest thing I will do in Nashville/Memphis this week?"
Is he in Nashville /
I was just going to say go to Nashville/Memphis.
It's a pretty bad thing.
The dumbest thing that you could possibly do in Memphis is not track down old members of 3-6 Mafia and spend all of your time with them. I think Koopsta still lives in Memphis. Lord Infamous is dead, unfortunately.
So you can't hang out with
God
him.
bless the dead.
Better him than me.
Yeah.
Adam Kuhn writes, "Does being really into tropical fish, into keeping tropical fish, raise your risk of being a serial killer?"
No, it raises your chances of being a male prostitute and starring in a shitty movie.
It raises
Nice.
your chances of being a multi-millionaire. That just seems like some rich guy shit to do.
Raises your chances of just being a lonely
Yeah,
person.
a lonely rich guy. You're like, I don't have anything fulfilling in my life, but I do have millions upon millions of dollars. I'm gonna get some aquariums. I'm gonna fill them with the most beautiful, colorful, rarest fish imaginable.
And
I don't care if there's 15 of this fish left. I want it in my tank.
And then
I want the entire species in my fish tank.
And then
Yeah.
I'm going to eat them. I'm going to be single-handedly responsible for the extinction of a species on this
And they
planet.
will be delicious.
Okay, Adam also writes, do you know that band Wall of Voodoo that did that song Mexican Radio?
Of course.
I'm on a Mexican
I
radio.
know
covered it.
Yeah, I know the Celtic Frost cover.
Okay.
Yeah, a
He
good
asks, what was that shit about?
Well, what's the major difference between Mexican radio and American radio despite the language?
The number of horns, I don't know.
Accordions. There's a lot of accordions on Mexican
Really?
radio. Yeah.
I didn't think of them as an accordion people.
No.
Yeah.
They use a lot of accordions.
I would imagine that would be more of a German thing.
Well, that's where the influence comes from. Europe. They use a lot
I
of
German
understand.
Mexicans. German
There
Mexicans.
was quite a bit of European influence
Oh,
on this whole continent.
Well, yeah. I mean, consider.
This hemisphere, even.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Columbus Day, I saw, I think it was our buddy Jamil wrote, he said he saw an advertisement.
Jamil, we want you on the podcast, by the way.
Yes, please. He saw an advert for. See how I brought the UK in here? He saw an advert for a Columbus Day sale. It's like, oh, so that means I can just walk into the store and take whatever I want, right?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
also an e-card that I read a couple years ago, where it was let's celebrate Columbus Day the way it should be celebrated, where we just walk into somebody's house and tell them we live there now.
Yeah, I remember that from
Very
last year.
true. Christina writes, say hi, Christy.
I could see.
What are those little white mints that kind of melt in your mouth made out of?
I've always wondered this myself,
The hopes
I
and
don't
dreams of an entire nation.
because those things are wonderful. Listerine strips too.
Oh, yeah.
They're very, very good.
Well,
But
Have you ever
Do
had
you know
an
that-
entire pack of those at the same time?
absolutely not.
There's a company.
It's not great.
I can imagine.
There's a company
have you-
right near the
why have you
Starbucks
had
I
an
work
entire pack
that
of
makes those strips for sampling stuff. Like, it's a company that does that.
Uh-huh.
So, like, if you say you had a coffee shop and you had this specialty drink or anything like a food like a restaurant, and you had a specialty item and you wanted people to taste it but can't actually get it to them, this company will make those Listerine type strips that will taste like your food or drink.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
And it's all chemicals, too. There's a
Yeah.
plant in New Jersey that does that.
Mm.
I hate New Jersey.
So he actually one of the dudes that works there actually came over. He was like, "Yeah, we're working on a caramel cappuccino right now," and he hands me one. I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll try this later."
Yeah.
Craig writes,
I like the magic fingers to make it.
disappearing into the ether.
Tried it.
Well, in
It
response
disappeared
to
into
Chrissy's
a cloud of fairy dust and ammonia.
and flitter, in response to Chrissy's question, Craig writes, "What if they're just made of mouth, and they're simply assimilating back into the fold?"
They're like stem cells from a mouth.
Maybe.
And they're just becoming one with the mouth again.
Yeah.
They should make those mints that just add enamel to your teeth. Just never have to get fillings ever again.
Or if you eat too many of them, your teeth get massive.
Mm-hmm. You just look like Gary
Gary
Busey
Busey.
all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That guy.
The
He has to
Bruce.
live forever. He can't not die.
Yeah.
Say that now.
No, you can't die.
Oh, he can't die.
Yeah.
Because if you can't not die,
That means he can.
I mean, he's more.
Double negatives.
he's
Yeah.
more deader.
More deader
Deader
than
narrative.
usual. The more deader
He
narrative.
probably died when his eye shifted about 2 inches down.
We should do that for Halloween, the Halloween podcast, the more deader.
The more
narrative.
deader narrative.
And just do like zombie makeup.
That'd be pretty sweet.
It'll just
I'd
be
down.
super lame.
We'll just kind of sit
Every
there
pun
like,
that we can think of.
oh yeah, every cheese ball pun and quip.
Well, like every like Crypt Keeper pun, like the corny, everything from any EC Comics comic we can find, just like the corniest things ever.
I'll wear something like this. I'll get a mannequin arm and just kind of like walk past the camera and have the arm fall off or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We all have to come up with the dumb names like I'm Dark Pennington. Ooh.
Well, I think I've just come up with mine. That's a pretty good one.
Derek Pennington is pretty good. What joke did my buddy Damien tell me? He's like, oh yeah, why can't you trick an aborted fetus? Because it wasn't born yesterday.
Oh.
Wow.
Zing.
That's very good.
That's
What
right.
kind?
That's right on par with Planned Parenthood. We bring out the kid in you.
That's pretty good.
What kind of bees make milk?
Markers.
Yes.
Yeah, good one.
Mouth mints. Imagine that. Like,
Mouth,
have some mouth
mouth
mint.
mint strips.
They're in the shape of little tongues,
Oh. That's.
and they're squishy.
So,
They are kind of that like solid but not quite. Like they're on the verge of congealing. Like that dried toothpaste kind of texture.
Yeah. Except it's in a nice flat sheet.
That's right. It's like rubber cement.
It's like
Like
eating the
thinly-
protector on the front of my iPhone right
Thinly
yeah,
now.
that's
shorn.
literally what it is. That's the perfect comparison.
No, but I did have an entire pack of Listerine strips at one
Yeah,
time.
why did you do such
Oh,
a
wow.
thing?
On a dare?
Because I was dumb. Whatever.
How
I'm
old
still
were you?
dumb. 19.
Oh, okay.
It's like you have this fucking cone of Listerine stench just around your head for the next hour.
Really? It never
Like somebody
goes
just
away.
comes up to you and they're just like, "Oh my fucking god! Did you just?"
You smell
Did
mint.
Yeah.
you just eat a whole pack of Listerine strips?
Actually,
yes, I
I
did.
did.
No, I was gnawing on a urinal cake for the past 20 minutes.
It was fresh. What?
Yeah,
I'm not gross.
yeah. I did accidentally drop a couple in some dude's beer one time, but he said it tasted really good. Must have been some horrible beer. for Listerine strips to make it better.
Go on a Mentos dropping spree, just like going to a bar and just drop Mentos in people's beer.
I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
strawberry ones.
Strawberry Mentos? Haven't had them.
They're delicious.
Pretty good, yeah. Anyone hear the new Godflesh album?
Yes.
Fucking awesome.
Super
Yes.
good.
So good. It's like I think I'm gonna be listening to nothing but that for like the next month. Very, very, very good album.
I was talking to Armine about binge listening.
Yeah, I love binge listening.
You know,
My
you
favorite
listen to
type of
one
listening.
album or like whatever, and sometimes just one song for like weeks. Like I said, I've been on that.
Yeah.
I've been on Abandon
For
me-
weeks.
You,
For
you
me,
guys
it's
listen
like-
to Abandon? I mean, seriously, have you listened to it? Have you listened to Abandon? Have you
Have
really
you
listened?
really listened?
For me, it's like genres that I usually binge listen to, like just like specific genres for like months on end, and I just don't listen to anything else. But now Godflesh is kind of their own genre, so it kind of fits.
I listened to Blood Lets the Seraphim Fall for 8 months straight, and nothing but that album for 8 months straight. I don't even need to listen to the album anymore. I'm like Paul Muad'Dib with his weirding module. I don't need the weirding module anymore. I can hear it anytime I want. I could probably play that whole album.
That's a
front to
weird
back.
fucking album. That was
Yeah.
that was a good record. I like
Very
that album
good.
a lot.
Well, yeah, it would make sense because Scott Kelly produced it.
Yeah, sounds very very good.
Mm-hmm.
Bloodlet were great live too. They were such a weird kind of like odd one out kind of band. Like they didn't fit in with any kind of scene at the time.
Isn't it great?
I mean, they were really cool.
Played with Bloodlet a whole bunch. And, played with them in 1996 in Syracuse. It was Bloodlet, 108, One King Down, a bunch of other bands. I forget. The Lost Horizon in Syracuse.
Oh yeah.
And it was at that show that Bloodlet got signed to Victory.
Oh really? Oh cool.
And then, like, I think 3 or 4 years later, Tony Brummel of Victory Records, douchebag, took One King Down out to lunch because we were playing in Chicago or whatever. Yeah, we were playing the Fireside Bowl with Darkest Hour.
Uh-huh.
And it was at that show that Darkest Hour got signed to Victory. So it's like, okay, cool, just play with us. You get signed to Victory.
You're like the Good Luck Chuck of fucking Victory Records.
That's right. And Brummel was on about, he's like, yeah, something about Bloodlet. I don't know why people, Bloodlet.
Wasn't that in the outtakes of the...
They don't do shit for album sales.
Wasn't that in the outtakes of Rob Fusco, Hardcore Attorney at Law?
Whatever happened to Bloodlet?
Yeah.
Well, he was like, yeah, and they have the most bizarre fans. They have, like, the weirdest cult following of weird people fans. And I turned to Tony. I'm like, yeah, I'm one of those people. He's like, okay. And just,
Where did he take you guys out to lunch though? This is important.
it was like this.
Was it some rich upscale place?
No, it was like this
okay.
shitty, like, Chinese food joint, and it was like a BYO. And
Oh, okay. I was thinking he was going to take you guys out for like meats and cheeses and like lobster.
no,
and
he's
shit.
a cheap cocksucker. Fuck him.
Yeah. Nah, I've never heard much
Dude,
good things about
he said some shit like about bands going on tour. He's like, well, I don't know. Why should I support them? Nobody ever supports me when I go on vacation. It's like you've
This is
never.
the guy
it's
who-
like Brummel. You've never been on tour, have you? Cocksucker. Go
What
sleep on a
what
floor
did
for
he
a month.
do before Victory? What was his
He was a professional asshole.
like
Segue into,
like because he just strikes me as a guy who like has no connection to any kind of DIY music scene at all, yet he ran like the biggest hardcore label in the 90s.
he's just a spoiled ass rich boy. I can't stand that fucking dude. Him and Josh Grabel. Fuck them both.
Yeah.
I want to see Grabel fucking thrown into a wood chipper.
Yeah. The only
first, so I could see the expression on his fucking face.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Right.
the only thing I kind of respect about that Tony Victory dude is that he put R.I.P. Rabies on every Victory album for like years.
Yeah,
I
because
love
he
Word.
has to get street cred somehow. Because God knows he has no hope to connect with anybody on anything real ever.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I'll capitalize on
Did
this.
he even know
opportunity.
Rabies?
Yeah, they knew each other.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah, because I used to collect Warzone interviews. I used to have cassettes full of them, especially from the '80s. And Rabies always says the funniest shit.
He was a funny dude. Played with them a bunch, and oh my god, yeah, he was one of those like classic, like New York, like yeah, fucking forget about characters.
Yeah.
It's like it was like hanging out with Stigma.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It's 8:95. We're late. those kind of stories nonstop.
Yeah. Man, Stigma interviews are classic too. The
Dude.
one where he's like I used to talk to Johnny Thunders about our meatball recipes, and then he points to the sky and he's like, and I still make better meatballs than you! Don't you forget about it!
Yeah, he's out of
Wow.
his goddamn mind.
Jesus.
Like, Vinny, plug in, will you please? Come on.
Can we get Stigma on the podcast? Do you still talk to him?
On occasion, but
Yeah.
I'll get in touch with him and see if he wants to come out.
I'd love to have him.
If he's ever in Philly, I'll get him to.
Yeah, there's a bunch of dudes I know from Boston that would like flip out if I
Yeah.
got Vinny I got Vinny Stigma on this shit.
Oh my god, forget it. You'd need to like clear a spot for that dude.
Where we have to
It's
put
just
a tarp
him in front of the
down.
camera.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
I don't know. It's a wide angle.
He's really fucking funny. I told you about what the dudes in No Innocent Victim said to him. Did I tell you that story?
Yeah, you told that on the
I think
podcast.
it bears repeating though because I was just thinking of that
Okay,
story.
so these cross kissers in NIV, right? It was like Agnostic Front, MPB, No Innocent Victim, whoever else I forget. They were trying to like get all evangelical with Stigma. I'm like, so Vinny, you're getting up there in age. You ever think about what's going to happen to your immortal soul when you die? And we're all just like, I wanted to leave, but I stuck around for this comment. Stigma said, "Look, kid, I'm 36 years old." Maybe he's celebrating the 36th anniversary of his 20th birthday, or whatever. But no. He's like, "Look, I'm 36 years old. I do something wrong. I say an Our Father. I say a Hail Mary. I go like this. I'm okay." So that shut that dude right down.
That's amazing.
Good.
Oh man.
He handled it in much better style than I would have. I would have been like, get fucked, cross kisser, mushed the dude in the face, and then left the room. But Stigma was just like all class. He's like, yeah, fucking all right, forget about it, whatever.
I heard a story about how, like, many years ago, I think it was like Devil Wears Prada played with Behemoth on one of these like giant fest things.
Oh god.
And one of them, yeah.
The existence of the Devil Wears Prada just blows my mind. I cannot believe that such a band even fucking exists. It's like the worst thing of all time.
And one of them like tried to give Nurgle a Bible or something, like tried to give him the whole spiel, and Nurgle took it out on stage with him and started off the set with, "Somebody backstage tried to give me this book of lies," and just starts ripping it up and like being Nurgle.
Yes. I would love to do that.
I'm sure he just took the book and was like, "Thanks for the prop."
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I would set the fucking thing on fire. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
You know how
man.
many people I would piss off? Good.
Christian
Fuck 'em.
hardcore was like the worst, man. That was like the worst thing about being into hardcore. In the
Oh, any of the
90s.
tooth and nail bands?
Our Bible's
that
also
solid-
made with like special paper.
Yeah.
It's always that like thin weird
Oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It's that kind of weird flimsy
I
thing.
mean,
it's
rolling
fun.
paper.
Yeah.
Because that's what all my fucking pothead friends would roll up. when
Really?
they would smoke.
Bible pages?
Bible pages or yellow pages.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, to be honest, like, most of my friends are probably Christian. Or not most, but, like, a good percentage. But, I mean, like, that kind of, like, preachy hardcore thing when they were all kind of, like, very devoutly religious and kind of had their own little clique surrounding it. I just thought it was really distasteful.
It's like, look, dude, I don't
Christian,
stage dive off of your pulpit. Don't pray near my stage. Like, get the fuck
It's
away.
fucking ridiculous, you know? I just find it
You
find
should
it
go
absurd.
stage dive off the pulpit.
I shouldn't I? But well, I don't want to set foot in that fucking in
You'll
that snake pit.
You'll burn.
Well, it's funny. Like Chris and I went to some. It was a wedding or some shit, and Chrissy was like watching me leave the main doorway of like the church, and I stopped, dipped my hand in the holy water.
Yeah.
She laughed.
I was technically raised Catholic, but I haven't been to church since I was about 11.
Oh, I'm glad you're recovering from that. It's nice.
Yeah, my dad was an atheist. My mom's one of those people that's like technically Catholic, but she just kind of wanted me to get my first communion out of the
Technically
way
Catholic.
because her
The
entire
best
family got
kind
it
of
done.
Catholic.
And then she just like, okay, you can do what you want after that. She's not an incredibly devoutly religious person at all.
I experienced a similar thing. Like, I grew up in a small Italian community in upstate New York, and everyone was like, Roman Catholic, Italian, homogeneous. Nobody would sell any of their property to anybody black. It was like
Yeah.
it was one of those. It was weird. It was like being in the South, except it was in the North.
Yeah.
So once I, to paraphrase George Carlin, once I hit the age of reason, I discovered, I was like, oh, wait a minute, no. You can't prove any of this bullshit, and this is just a political vehicle for population control.
Yeah.
No, I'm not falling for it. Get fucked. And now I take every opportunity to twist the knife. These people are just like, oh, but don't you want to bet and Jesus this and the Lord and Savior and bap, and you're a soul. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to go do something productive, and you stay here in Fantasyland.
I only get really mad about that when people imply that I'm doing something with my life wrong because I'm an atheist, and that I can't possibly have any kind of moral compass because I'm an atheist. I get really, really pissed off about that.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I saw that video recently.
Of course, because it's their opinion is based on the assumption.
Because apparently
that
you can only be a good person if you
Where
follow
do you
Jesus.
get your moral barometer?
No, he really likes barometers.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
really into the weather.
Yeah.
It's gonna rain.
Basically
happiness.
saying anybody that doesn't follow Jesus or read about God stuff is that, how do you know to be right?
Well, of course. It smacks of that like self-righteous, self-aggrandizing.
If you don't know religion, you don't know right from wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
No.
ridiculous. I hate that fucking viewpoint. It's
Well,
honest.
because it refuses to entertain the possibility that they could be wrong, and those types of people refuse to see things from any perspective other than their own. That tends to be a very inflexible, non-productive, closed-minded view of the world, and is very far removed from reality.
It is. It's completely because, even within the confines of religion, there's people who have different interpretations of their own religion. There's people of different faiths. There's people who believe in kind of like a higher power but don't consider themselves religious. So basically, even if they say that they're not doing this, when someone like Steve Harvey, for example, is saying that someone possibly cannot have a moral compass because they don't have, his religion in their life, he doesn't realize this, but he's basically just saying that he doesn't understand why anyone wouldn't be like him. He doesn't understand people that didn't have the same upbringing that he has, because at the end of the day, that's all it comes down to, is what you grew up with.
Why doesn't anyone else aspire to have their own talk show and be the host of Family Feud?
To be fair, he is pretty fucking
I could
hilarious.
do it.
Well,
there was a great little comic summation of what goes on Family Feud in every episode, where the first panel is, what would X do X? And the person says, penis! And the next frame is, you can't say that on TV! And the next frame, it says penis as number one, and it goes, oh! And that's the whole summation of Steve Harvey on Family Feud.
Yeah.
You can't say that on television! Ding!
There was actually a really funny clip of Steve Harvey on Family Feud that someone linked me to that actually was legitimately funny. Because he had this family on there that was like, they were just very kind of like shouty and loud, and the girl's name was Punkin. Not Pumpkin, not even Pumpkin. Punkin.
Wow. Was there an apostrophe at the end?
No, unfortunately not.
That's just bad punctuation.
And she was, I think the question was like, what's a word or phrase that follows the word pork? And she's like, loud. And he's like, what? Loud, pork loud, and he's like, "Wait, what are you saying? Lion, loud." So he was trying to
Pork
say
lion.
Lloyd, and then he asked
Pork lion.
and then he goes
That's
to ask
Snoop's new name.
Yeah, pork lion.
I'm no longer
Snoop Lion. I'm
no
not
longer
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Lion.
I'm not Snoop Lion. I'm Pork
Pork
Lion.
Lion.
Yeah, and then the next
If I'm lying, I'm
guy,
dying.
the next guy in the family. He's like, okay, what's a word or phrase that follows the word pork? And he says this completely unironically with full confidence, cupine.
Wow.
So the guy thought the word was pork cupine, and at that point, like the entire cast and crew were just dying laughing, and they had to stop filming.
It's
face palm through the back of your skull.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
But seriously, have you guys really listened to Abandon? Like, seriously?
No.
Have you heard the word of Abandon?
Have you seen the picture of the dude on the side of the boat with the octopus on his leg? It's I guess the guy's
Are you going to some weird Japanese sites again?
No.
He's on
But
the Tor browser on the deep web.
The picture is a guy coming off of a boat, and he has like an octopus, and one of the legs is wrapped around his ankle. And the caption says, "Excuse me, sir, but you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Cthulhu." And there's another one. There's another one where it's like a bunch of alligators, and I forget which thing they talk about. Good story, right?
Abandoned.
So, Abandoned.
Abandoned.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a moment to speak about our Lord and Savior Abandoned?
Abandon.
Abandon. Reckless abandon.
Abandon.
Duh.
Abandon.
This is quality podcasting right here.
Yeah, this is some phenomenal.
Can you feel the awesomeness?
It's turned into some dubstep shit now. Like
Wub,
quiet
wub,
dubstep.
MBN does butt dubstep.
Does butt dubstep?
It does butt dubstep.
Butt step.
Yeah, butt step.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nicki Minaj.
Did you see that video where they...
All farts.
Yeah, all
Oh
farts.
yeah, of course.
What?
That's the only version of the video I saw.
Me too.
I didn't watch the original video. I'm like, who gives a shit, right?
So
But then
what
I was
actually-
like, add farts. I clicked the shit out of that video.
What was it? Nicki Minaj dancing with farts or something?
No, her new video
Anaconda.
is just all about her ass, pretty much.
Yeah.
And her and other women's large posteriors.
It's a pretty good
It is
video.
a
And-
calipigian. I don't even know.
I would say it's a plethora.
It is a plethora of piñatas.
Plethora.
Yeah, it is. It is a calipigian celebration.
It's pretty good. I'd recommend it to everyone.
But the
All I
fart,
can think of is tranquilizer dart. That's all I think of.
it would just bounce off. I mean,
Right, like
Yeah.
bulletproof ass.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's just a cry for attention.
that's what the entire
got-
industry is.
Well, I suppose
It got
you're
my
right.
attention.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
It got a lot. Yeah, it got a lot of people's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's
like,
why she
eh.
makes the big dollars,
Mhm,
the big
yeah.
boy dollars.
But think of that. She has to split all of that money with all of her personalities. So
Fart.
she doesn't net all that much. Stupid. Stupid.
What a dummy!
Oh, okay.
I think dummy is honestly my favorite insult to call somebody.
Oh yeah, I'm partial to idiot.
Jensen from Iron Lung called me that at a show when I heckled them one time. It was pretty funny.
Nice.
Idiot or dummy?
Dummy.
All I can think of, hey, you big dummy! Like, you know,
Red
Yeah.
Fox? Yeah.
It's just so disarming.
it's great.
You big dummy. Yeah, I love Red Fox. She got a Red Fox doll and have it just sit on the podcast, on every podcast. Fucking love Red Fox. Rest in peace.
4-4.
I went to a show last night. It was the band Hot Guts. They're pretty good.
Who else played?
Eaters. They were
Eaters?
kind of... Yeah, they were kind of like electronic, kind of krautrocky kind of stuff. They did a few songs that sounded like the band
Right.
Trans Am, which was pretty good.
Kraut Rocky.
Yeah, German.
Yeah, German music.
Okay.
Very, very good. They had good synthesizers. It was an opportunity
It's
to
weird
try
because
out my
you don't call Japanese bands like, you know, Nip Rock or whatever.
new...
J-Rock.
J-Rock.
J-Rock, yeah. It's pretty much the same thing.
You know, I found out there's also K-pop.
Yeah, Korean
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah, I
That's-
didn't
that's
know
a-
that existed.
How did you... Dude,
I don't listen to
those
things.
videos have like 15 million views on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah,
The
well,
biggest video on YouTube is K-pop.
Those are not the parts of
It's
the internet
probably
that I
the
visit.
biggest porn
like I
genre on
said,
Earth.
Tor browser.
Yeah. Show gave me an opportunity to try out
Dude.
my new earplugs.
Should we explain to the fives of people at home what a Tor browser is?
Secrets.
Okay, so only 3% of the internet, roughly, is accessible through your standard browser. If you download what's called a Tor browser or a Tor bundle, it allows you access to the other 97% of the internet. which-
And most of it is porn.
a lot of it is porn. A lot of it is like Silk Road type stuff, like, you know, drug ordering, and
Yeah.
you can actually order a hit on people. Like, there are contract killers, you know, with whom you can communicate.
So move over, John Cusack.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Gross Point Blank is pretty legit.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Dan Aykroyd.
Apparently, Tim Lambesis has got the message too late.
Dipshit.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, if Lambesis had gone through the deep web, that's the tip of the iceberg is the 3% that you can get through, you know, Firefox or whatever, and the rest of it is
I
underwater.
use Google Chrome.
Google
Me
Chrome. Yeah.
Me too.
But anyway, yeah,
Good
just
browser.
look at TOR. Look up look up Tor browsers, and
And the government is trying to shut it down.
that's right. Knock yourself out. You know, the internet was invented at CERN. The
Switzerland!
the super collider responsible for the discovery of the Higgs boson.
Yeah. So stop trying to take credit for it, Al Gore.
Yeah, ass fuck. Yeah, CERN invented the internet so that
What now?
so
Fuck
that,
ass.
Fuck ass. So that their scientists could communicate and compare.
No, wasn't it head
Data.
fuck?
Communicate and compare data with scientists from around the world in real time. So, good job, CERN. You bunch of smart motherfuckers. That's right.
Yeah.
Little did they realize that now it's just a way to
Boobs.
immediately show somebody boobs or dicks.
Usually
Well, I
both.
mean,
From
let's
the same
face
person.
it.
boobs and or dicks.
Nerds are some of the most, sexually repressed, horny people like on the planet. Like, I can guarantee you that like the first boobs and dicks ever transmitted over the internet came from CERN.
Yeah. First the internet was made, and then 5 minutes later.
Check out my dick.
No, not even.
I wouldn't
It was
even give
just-
it 5 minutes.
It was just an 8 equals D.
It was the first thing ever said over the internet.
Yeah.
Tilde, 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 tilde.
Yeah,
It was like, okay, we gotta try this shit out.
LOL.
Because if you think, okay, no matter
No
matter what-
Yeah.
no matter what heights our intellect reaches, we will always regress to dicks.
That reptilian brain, man, it's pretty fucking
It's
powerful.
powerful. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We can theorize on quantum mechanics, particle theory.
But a good set of boobs will distract any brilliant man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, Stephen Hawking is just looking at some people just like,
Damn.
Wasn't there a Family Guy
Yeah.
or Futurama episode?
With the special needs guy that had the
Oh.
same kind of thing. Yeah.
But there was the one point where he was actually streaking in his wheelchair. I wish I could remember what episode it was, but I think it might have been Family Guy.
We're going streaking.
it's probably Family Guy.
Yeah,
Probably. That seems like the type of thing.
But I think it's something like he's scootering along and he's like, "Take you all can see my wiener," something like that.
Yeah, but Stephen Hawking's been on Futurama like a bunch,
Yeah.
and The Simpsons.
Yeah, he was on The Simpsons. He was on The Simpsons in that one episode. That one really famous one. I can't remember what happened to it.
That one really famous episode of The Simpsons.
Except that I'm not even paying attention. Except that no, it was the one where I literally can't
Where
even
Lisa
fucking
joined
remember.
Mensa or something.
Yeah. That's what it is, and it has like what
Yeah.
BJ said.
Oh, and they decide that the smart people should run the town, and then the smart people start fighting with each other. It was like Lisa, Principal Skinner, Stephen Hawking.
Wasn't Apu one of them?
No,
No,
it was the doctor.
yeah,
Oh, that's right, Dr. Nick.
Dr. Hubbard.
No, Dr.
Oh.
Hubbard. Yeah.
I thought it was Dr. Nick. That was not.
In recent
Mishandling of the cadavers. I get to work faster when I use the carpool lane.
I love Dr.
in recent years, I think Stephen Hawking's life's work was disproven, and his response was, "Oh, good. At least now we know that's not it."
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a scientist.
Like a true scientist.
Yeah, exactly.
there's a biopic coming out on him that I very much want to see.
Yeah.
When's that coming out?
December?
Oh, cool.
It's called
There's,
The Theory of Everything.
That'd be pretty good. I'd like to see that.
Netflix has a documentary on, science versus God, and Stephen Hawking hosts it. Very good. Like based on logic and reason. Like, it's perfect. He's like, yeah, here's why God doesn't exist. The Big Bang, we pretty much figured out that the Big Bang has occurred and created everything. People of faith will, they say, okay, well, where did the Big Bang come from? And the answer is nowhere, because time did not exist before the Big Bang. Because as things get more and more dense, gravity slows time, ultimately stops time. Because in black holes, if you took a clock and threw a clock into a black hole, the clock would stop because there is no time inside like a super gravitational field. So
Also, it would probably be crushed.
well, yeah, if let's say the clock could withstand gravitational forces, theoretically. But if you took something that had that much mass and gravity as, the particle that contained all of the matter in the known universe just prior to the Big Bang, okay, there is no time. There's no such thing as time. If you can wrap your head around that, time did not exist before the Big Bang. So when the Big Bang occurred, time started. So how can something have been created in a time vacuum? Impossible. There's no way to create something if there is no passage of time. There can't be creation or destruction because that element is missing.
We're actually a marble in some aliens' marble collection, like in Men in Black.
Quite possible.
That was the Big Bang.
Nice. Very good.
Somebody's marble exploded.
Yeah.
I think your marbles exploded. Have you listened to Abandon?
No, we're really
Have you really listened?
listened to Abandon.
Do we have any other emails?
No.
Yeah, please send them.
Come on, Bernhard.
However, in 2005,
I
a
don't
study
know that
taught
email. Hold on.
capuchin monkeys the value of money using small silver coins. During one experiment, a monkey was observed trading a coin for 6. The monkey who received the coin promptly traded it for a grape. So, the oldest
You've now
profession.
ruined that population of monkeys.
Yeah, the oldest profession is across many species.
And now it's brand new to them.
Yeah.
Did you see the story about
Bonobos.
Germany?
Oh, about how it's tuition free.
Yep, I heard about that.
Time to start learning German, boys.
That's what I was going to say. Do they accept students that do not speak German?
Yeah, a lot
I
of
feel
the
like
classes,
one of the-
a lot
I
of the
feel like
classes
one
are
of-
taught in English.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
When I saw
I've
that,
never
I
met
felt
a
like
German
one of the
person that doesn't
prereqs.
speak English ever.
I did.
Really?
They were fucking walking around Old City when I was walking my dog,
Uh-huh.
and they came up to me and they tried very terribly to ask me where something was.
Did they have like a German to English translation?
They
guide?
did.
They're just like,
And they're flipping through, and they just couldn't figure it
Did
out.
it sound like Stephen Hawking?
No.
because that's what my
It was-
How?
Where is
Yeah.
the... Okay.
Where is... and they were getting frustrated that I couldn't figure it out, and I'm like, you're not saying words. I need words. Like, and I was like,
How did you
map? Is it on the map?
Like a child.
Can't help the gal. You
Yeah,
should've- you
that's what my dad had to do when he first went to
Should've
Latin
just
America.
pointed.
Like, pick up a Pimsleur series. Will you? Like, just do something. You can, like, torrent a Pimsleur, in ESL 1 or whatever. Like, if I go somewhere, I'm studying the language. Like, it's important. At
I
least
torrented Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, at least know where the bathroom is. Wo ist die Toiletten? It's that,
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Did you ever figure out what they were trying to ask you?
No. They were like,
walked
sorry,
away.
and they walked away.
They actually said sorry.
Yeah.
The best is when I'm in foreign countries and I'm approached by people from America. Oh, yeah. Do you speak English? Ah, sorry.
But the best is, even if you do speak English, they're still going to ask you directions.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you may yourself be a tourist as
How
well.
ironic. Well, you pretend to be a native, right? And, you say, you speak a little bit of the native language to the people you're with, and you turn to them and go, and you say, like, this is the only phrase in English I know.
Well, what was it? That was another Family Guy thing where it was like Peter asked him something. He was like, I don't know how to speak English. Then how did you do it? I only know that specific phrase, and then this phrase explaining it. What did you say? Okay.
That was pretty good.
Exactly.
I was in Italy with my dad, and we took a very long train to get to Florence, and we dropped off our shit at the hotel, and we started wandering around looking for food or something, and we're both just like unbelievably exhausted, and this couple from America goes up to my dad, and they're like, and the dude is like, excuse me, can you point us in the direction of the river? And my dad just starts looking around, like trying to get his bearings in the city that we've been in all of like an hour. And the wife goes up to my dad and she just goes, the river. And my dad just very calmly, in his very dad face, just goes, I understand. I'm an American too. And she's like, and like ran behind her husband and like wouldn't make eye contact.
Cowering behind him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He speaks.
Americans are such annoying assholes.
Yeah.
by and large.
Well, what is
Jesus
it?
Christ.
That movie In Bruges, when they're
Oh,
in Bruges, obviously in Bruges, and
That movie in Bruges
when they're in
that
Bruges,
place.
but they're in the restaurant, and what is his name? Colin Farrell.
Firth.
Colin Firth.
Or Colin Farrell, yeah.
Yeah, but he hears the people speaking English in like American type accents, and he just like beats the shit out of that guy, and finds out later, or he doesn't beat.
No,
he
it was
hits
a
him or
family that was at a monument, and they were all like 300 plus.
No.
pounds.
That was later. Before that, they were in the restaurant when he was with that girl, and he hears that thing, and he like punches the dude in the face and knocks him over, and says, "That's for John Lennon." And then later, when he's on the train and they like arrest him and bring him back to Bruges, it's because that guy was. It was like, did you punch this Canadian man in the face? He's like, fuck Canadian.
It's like when Rollins smashed some dude on stage in Germany, and the police came up to him because the dude jumps on stage and shoves his hand down Rollins' pants, and Rollins just like wham, like smashes the dude, knocks out a bunch of teeth. And the cops show up and say to him, "Are you the man who hit the man?" he's like, "Yeah." "Why did you hit the man?" "Because he grabbed my cock." And they're all like, "Oh, why did he grab your
Man. Why did he grab your man? Did you hit the man?
Are you the man who
You the man hit the man who for grabbing your man?
I want to be the man who hit the man.
For grabbing somebody, man.
No, I don't even care about that. I just want to hit the man.
That sounds like a fucking Johnny Cash song.
I was the man who hit the man because he grabbed my man. I like this.
I just want to hit the man because I've been listening to Abandon a lot lately.
I have the need to hit man.
I think it's off of their double CD, The Dead End. The song "It's
Of
All
abandoned?
Abandoned.
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 The song "It's All Gone" is like it's like 18 minutes of like desperate, like just suicidal, crushing depression. It's
What do they
awesome.
sound like? Depression.
They just sound like. Just go listen, because that song will make you want to fucking die, and the fewer of you on this planet there are, the happier I am. So go kill your fucking selves, because I don't have to compete with morons for resources.
Except the fives, because we don't want the fives.
Well,
to go
no,
down
not
to
yet,
zero.
not you guys. Okay, so it doesn't apply to you. Just tell other people. Tell other people who
Tell other people who don't listen to the
don't
podcast.
listen to the podcast.
Yeah. So
It shouldn't be hard to find.
yeah, that's gonna be like almost everyone.
Have you seen
Honestly,
that?
there's you could take a group of 100,000 people, and there's a very good chance that not even one of them will even heard of this fucking podcast. So I think you're gonna be good.
Did you ever see there was a YouTube video about I think it was like a parody news thing, and these two dudes find out that anytime a guy masturbates, he kills a random person in the world.
Yeah, I've heard
So
of
the
this.
so the dudes were like, "Hey, if we, go, we're gonna kill everybody, and then all the girls are ours." And so they masturbate furiously in their apartment until they're the only two people left. And then I think they were they were like, "All the girls are ours." But then he notices one of the other dudes starts masturbating to kill him, so they furiously masturbate in front of them, in front of each other to kill each other.
That is.
Now you don't actually see anything; it's just like from the chest
Right,
up.
yeah.
But
That is an amazing concept.
so every time you bop the bishop,
You crank one out.
you kill someone.
God kills a kitten.
There was a alternative one for that was Every time a woman masturbates, God creates a puppy.
Ah. Okay.
I
A
like
lot of puppies.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
A lot of puppies. over
Actually, we're kind of overpopulated, so you might want to slow down.
Yeah, ladies, you gotta chill out on that for a minute, or don't, whatever you want, whatever you want to do.
Live free or don't.
So, yeah, exactly. So today is the day is tomorrow. I've never seen them live, so I'm pretty.
Just think about that sentence for a second. Today
God
is today, tomorrow.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Today is the day is tomorrow. Was yesterday.
It'll be good to see Steve again.
Yeah, I've never seen them live before, ever. I've almost missed my chance. They're like that one. In fact, I'm not 100% convinced yet that something isn't going to happen tomorrow that'll make me not be able to see them tomorrow night.
Well, I'm driving out. You driving out?
Yeah.
You want to ride with me?
I live like a mile away from the venue.
So you walk.
Yeah.
All right.
So you'll be taking the plane.
Yeah, Rob will probably take you up on that offer.
Sure.
Maybe not on the way there, because it might actually be quicker to get from my job to the venue right after I finish.
I'll give you a lift home.
Cool, thanks, man. Appreciate it. But
Plans have been made.
yeah, it's gonna be good. There's a lot of good shows this month. Sam Haines, the end of October with Midnight. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
You nerds are playing Saturday.
And Friday.
And
But Friday's in New York.
Brighter Death
So that
Now.
doesn't
Playing
count.
Kung Fu Necktie?
No.
Oh, the boot and saddle.
Boot and saddle. I was about to say board and sword.
Bird and Churton.
Oh yeah.
Board and
Wait,
sword.
wait. You guys are playing
Is that going to be like your competing venue?
Well, because
We're going to have shows and play D&D all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, when is that again?
18th. Next
18th?
Saturday.
Okay, yeah, that's
Exactly a week from yesterday.
That's the day before Brighter Death Now. So yeah, next weekend's gonna be busy.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
shit, I can't
playing
see.
Saint Vitus on Friday, the 17th.
You're playing with Saint Vitus?
No, at Saint Vitus
That would be amazing.
on the 17th in New York, and then Saturday is the boot and saddle.
If I ride with you to the boot and saddle and I help load gear,
Then we'll only charge you half.
that's fine. You can charge me double. Fine.
Yeah.
Sick.
Oh, I just want to make fun of the fact that the Kung Fu Necktie, and this is more making fun of the band's name. Armand and Jesse were trying to figure out, why they weren't on the bill for the show on the 30th at the Kung Fu Necktie with Destroyer of Light, the band they played at the Kung Fu Necktie with last time. But someone apparently
Just realize how many times you just said Kung Fu Necktie in the last 30 seconds.
Oh yeah,
And
it's
it's
a lot.
Kung Fu Necktie, not the Kung Fu Necktie.
I don't care.
The Rosetta.
I still call Swan. I still call Swans the Swans. I don't give a fuck because Michael Girard is kind of pretentious, and I know it kind of pisses him off that I do that.
Mark does what he wants.
Yeah, but they misspelled or actually completely misunderstood the band's name as Rise of the Fall.
Nice.
So I thought that was kind of funny. There was a kind of misunderstanding.
There's a band that just got signed to Earache or Nuclear Blast. That's all white dudes that live in Japan, called Rise of the North Star.
Oh,
Are they good? What do they sound like?
Like every other tough guy band.
Oh, they live in Japan.
Yep.
Japan is the worst.
Is
scene
there
for
an
that
advantage
shit.
to being a
All
band American band in Japan as opposed to a Japanese
I don't think
band
they're
in
American.
America?
I think they might be Australian.
Oh.
Well, that's a lot closer.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim.
It's Rim. That's a lot closer. Yeah. that
Called
makes
our
sense.
2004
Gypsy Danger.
tour of Japan, Australia, and New Zealand the Pacific Rim job.
Nice.
I think every band has called their. That's such
Yeah.
a common. I'm so dumb. Never mind.
Yeah, but yeah, Japan has some really, really bad tough guy style hardcore bands,
Of course.
just like everywhere else. But,
Japan specifically has everything that everyone else has.
Except in the future.
yeah.
They still use fax machines, so they're not exactly the future.
Yeah, but their stand-up arcades are something real. Dude's doing backflips on DDR machines. Fuck with that. Get on that level.
Yeah. Yeah, get on that level. Get on that level.
Not so for the graphic.
Yeah.
Get on that level.
You're just building up hope that is just you're not going to follow through with. So just
Maybe I'll
stop.
do it.
Just
I
stop.
remember.
Just stop.
Or just Do like the old VCR text, like the shaky, like in the corner. All right, I'm going home.
Okay.
Me
I'm
too.
BJ McMurtry.
I'm Rob Fusco.
Mark Pennington.
Listen to Abandon.
Abandoned.
Shut up. I'm leaving.
Whatever, man.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for listening to the More Better Narrative podcast. Find us at mbnpodcast.com or on iTunes. For more information, visit us on Twitter or Facebook at mbnpodcast.com or email us at morebetternarrative@gmail.com.